Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, we started Spit 12 years ago because the kind of comedy that we were being exposed to at that time was the kind of comedy that was, in our words, a little bit destructive. It would make fun of people. It would bring people's self-esteem down. And it was not respectful at all of the performers themselves. And that's why we got into improvisational comedy or improv. And do I sound like I'm underwater? All of a sudden, yeah. So something happened. And it's the entire sound system. Okay, all right, there. And what we have, improv is a long theater tradition popularized first in the United States in the 1960s. And it is theater where nothing is scripted, nothing is prepared in advance, nothing is rehearsed, and everything is built on your suggestions. Theater troupe members build off each other's suggestions. There is no leader. Everyone is a follower. And we create spontaneous scenes on the spot. I can explain it in more detail, but I think I'd rather show it. Is that okay with you? All right. Now, for this to work, you've got to be able to suggest things throughout our 20-minute performance. And we're going to ask you a few questions, and we're going to go out to the audience, hear what you have to shout out, and it has to be that way throughout our performance. For example, please shout out your favorite color. Green. Blue. Gold.
Green.
Thank you. All right. Okay, please shout out your favorite farm animal. Go. Cow.
Cows. All cows.
Dog. Thank you. All
Cows.
right.
Cow.
Thank you. Now, we're going to challenge you to do something. We're going to challenge you to name an item for every letter of the alphabet under a particular category. So, for example, if the category is cars, letter A.
A. Audi.
B. BMW, Benz, C.
Chevrolet.
Very good. But your category is a little bit more difficult, and in fact, we're gonna time you. You're gonna do this as one whole team, and usually the average audience gets it done in 3 minutes, but I think you're better than your average audience. So we're gonna shoot for 2 minutes. You can do it. And your category is things that inspire happiness in your life. Timer starts now. Go. A.
Things that inspire happiness.
Art.
B.
Pulse.
Beauty. C.
Beauty.
Cars. Chip and Dale.
Children. D. Dogs. E. Elephant. Thank you. F.
Friends.
Fruits. Friends. G. God. H. Hope. I.
Hello?
Ice cream. Internet. J. Jesus. Thank you.
Jesus.
K. Kites. Kotse. L. Love. M. Money.
Louser.
Myself. N. Nutella. O. Oreos. P.
Pokemon.
Okay. Pokemon. Q. Quasimodo. R. Rice.
Rats.
S.
Reindeer.
Sleep. Spit. T. TEDx. U. Thank you. V. Beach volleyball.
Violin.
What? Beach volleyball. W.
Machine.
Water. X. Xavier. Y. U. Wala pang Yakult. And Z. Zoo. Ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you to do it in 2 minutes. You did it in 1 minute and 53 seconds. Now that's what improv is all about. It's about being in the moment, not scripting, not preparing anything. So what we're gonna do right now is, based on all of your suggestions, we're gonna make improvised reggae song. based on all those 26 suggestions. And we're going to have Kenneth, Aaron, Maliksi, and myself sing about those things that you taught us about. Here we go. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Kenneth, gang.
Out with a girl I thought would never be apart. We shared together a love of great art. She said she wanted to paint me. I thought she wanted to paint food. When I got to her apartment, she wanted to paint me in the nude.
What?
Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Maliksi is up.
Zaragoza.
Something I love beside moms and dads is the ice cream that is flavored fruit of the gods. Maybe someday, this Valentine's Day, something I will love is to have it invented so I can give it as a present to my love.
Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay.
Boys and girls, I am much older than most of you. So the only thing I know about Pokemon is that yellow character Pikachu. And the thing is, there are many characters, but I don't know them. The only thing I remember is theme song nila, ang M2M.
Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay.
Are you ready for Gabe Mercado?
My girlfriend told me in my life she wants something new. And the most replaceable thing, I'm sorry, is Gabe is you. What can we do? Oh, I thought, oh, what can I do? Fortunately, she found a new boyfriend who was in the zoo. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 in the zoo, in the zoo. So, that's what improvisation is about. We got your suggestions from the alphabet and we made it into a song on the spot. Yes, the song is a -1. So the melody and the phrasing and the turn taking is in advance, but the content is completely improvised. And that's one of the things that we really, really like about improvisation. You draw something in the spot. You're truly in the moment. The person who actually mounts the stage as an improviser, walang baon na joke. And sometimes that gets in the way of comedians mounting a stage when somebody must take the punchline, somebody must be bida, somebody in local comedians language naglalaglag ng ka-eksena, and it's not respectful of the other actors' contributions in the particular scene. Another principle that we live by and learn from in improvisation is the principle of active listening. We have to be truly, truly present to each other when we do a scene on stage. And in fact, we must not just listen to what the other person is saying. We must also be aware of what the other person is not saying. We must also be aware of the other person's emotions, their intent, and their actual facial expressions to see where a scene, which is completely improvised, might go. In this next improvisational scene that we're going to show you, we're going to do a game called the Gibberish Switch. We have two actors, Dingdong and Maliksi, and they will go through a scene. When the buzzer actually sounds once, when the buzzer sounds, then the actor will actually start speaking in gibberish, for example. So you would know that it's complete gibberish. And then when the buzzer sounds again, there you go. They will continue to speak in either English or Tagalog, and we'll see where the scene will go. Now, as a suggestion for a scene, As a suggestion for a scene, could you give me, please, a life event, like birthday, wedding, that nobody really celebrates? A life event that nobody really celebrates. A funeral, all right. So, thank you. We are going to do a gibberish switch scene featuring a funeral. Go.
Ito na po yung flowers na in-order nyo.
Bakit orchids? These are not the type that my wife would have loved. Not orchids. Something...
Ito yung clinic nyo sa online ordering service namin eh.
Ba't parang iba yung kulay niya dun?
Pink.
Baka sira yung monitor ko. This funeral is going all wrong. Ay, nako. My wife, gusto ka pardo bustingena. Si pardo ba, saan mo kasi, pardo ba tayo siya ba? Do you know?
Taga-deliver lang po ako ng flowers. 当时高兴说新郎了，好会数就新新郎，就那块然后多数呢，还有就是那块小件了，那块线呢，红手杠小件了，bayad niyo po.
Sige. Ayan. Pero kayo pa rin magsiset up, di ba?
Iba po ang charge. Sola siya.
Asyong pagkaparda naman, askin naman eh. Asyong di ba? Yun yung nakalagay dun sa waiver nyo.
Eh, hindi nyo clinic dun sa chocolate. 当时手了，快来，手了，手躲下了，手了，business is business.
Okay. Kukunin ko yung app ko, kiklik ko na. Isupar ka naman doon siya. Asyong naman ko, supa. Asyong pwede, purposes man, para over yung casket. Tapos, bisa parko berbati jibur mana, asyong porko parko capor ka para bisi. Pero wag katabi ng boss niya dati, yung bulaklak ng bisi parko de. Pag dumating ang nanay niya, super ka sa bado.
绍兴人了呀，
Super ka sa bado.
高兴说那是努快点是了，
Hindi pa pakita super nire, di ba?
高兴了是了，好说加了呀是了，好给是了，好下了，好罢了。
Okay. Sige. Sige.
Oh, ready na? Ako na bahala.
Oo, ako. Basta, dun ka. Ako dito.
Eh, paano pag may dumating? 绍兴人是了啊，高兴是了，好兴是了，我是了呢，
Ay, super pagka, di ba?
高兴是啥？
Ay, super pagkatang giburani si.
Ako siya naman, kasi ushering na yun, ibang charge yun.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for Dingdong and Maliksi. So I hope you see that it's actually, if you're just listening actually to the words of what people say, hindi ka talaga makakasunod. You can't really follow. And really, we really can't make heads or tails if you're focused completely on what people are saying. But what they did as co-actors who did not mount the stage with a script prepared in advance, did not know of each other's roles. They just had to feel each other out in terms of, who am I? What is my intention? Where am I going? And they were able to completely read into each other's mind and achieve group mind that makes improvisation possible. Another principle of improvisation that we'd like to share with you is the principle that we call yes and. And what does that mean? It's yes, comma, and ellipsis. What that means is that an improvisational actor has a contract with the co-actor to say yes to everything that that actor gives and add on to it. And that's a sacred commitment between the improvisational actors. We must accept what the other actor gives and then add on to it. So for example, if I actually enter a scene and say to my co-actor, "Mom, it's your birthday." it is the obligation of my co-actor, suddenly, to say,
Thank you so much. You are my favorite son.
following the principle of yes and. He suddenly came up. I didn't say, Kenneth, you be the mother. No, he knew that if I gave an input, he had to say yes to it. And so he said yes to the fact that he is my mother, even if he is anatomically incompatible with that role. And he added on that little bit of info about me being his favorite son. And I can say, yes, mother, I am your favorite son ever since the youngest died in a car accident. So suddenly, I'm full of happiness, sorry, and joy in my examples. So suddenly, just by saying yes and to each other, accepting wholeheartedly and enthusiastically the inputs of the co-actor, suddenly we have a scene just based on 3 lines together. Now, we're going to see that principle in action with our next guest. Our next guest is actually the Philippines' most renowned, most famous, most accurate, and most expensive manghuhula. And this manghuhula is actually going to be answering any of the questions that you might have. They can be questions about your personal life, your political life, your family life, anything at all. The more personal and the more important the questions are, the better, actually. And Kenneth and I will go to the audience and ask for your questions. And the Oracle is now ready to answer some of your questions.
Good
Morning, everybody.
my
Name
is Madam
Aurora
Sevilla the
Third.
Thank you very much, Ms. Aurora Sevilla III. The floor is open for any questions that you might have. You just raise your hand and she will answer any of your questions. Do not be shy. If you do not have questions about yourself, you can point to somebody who looks like he or she has a question.
Yes, we have a question back
There's
here.
a question back there.
What's
All
your
right.
name? What's your name, sir?
Jacob,
All right, Jacob, what's your question?
if I ask my friend out to ball, will she say yes?
Where is your friend, Jacob?
She's currently with Days with the Lord. She's in
She's currently
So-
with Days of the Lord, a retreat.
Okay, so if Jacob asks his friend out to the ball, will she go?
Jacob.
You
Must do
these
instructions to
get
her to
say
yes. First,
bring
5 buckets
of
KFC. To
her
house. Second,
give
her 1
bucket
and give
the
4
to her
dad. If
the
dad says
wow
she will
say
yes. However,
if
the mom
says
where's mine
you
must go
home.
Okay, Jacob, I hope that answers your question. More questions, please. Yes, there's a question here, sir.
Will I ever find true love?
Your name, sir.
Errol.
Will Aaron ever find true love?
Aaron
You
will
find true
love
in this
room.
You will find true love. Is there any clue, madam?
She
is
somewhere
in the
area.
That's very useful. So she is in this room, in general, and in specific, she is in the area. All right. More questions. There
Yes,
is
we
a
have a
question
question
over there. Okay. Where are you, Kenneth? Oh,
I'm here.
All right. Go.
Yes, question from Mark.
Who will my prom date be?
Okay, Mark. Who will the prom date of Mark be?
Her
Name
is starting
with the
letter
Q.
With the letter Q. And the family name?
R.
So Q-R. All right, sir.
When will I have a girlfriend? You
Will have
a
girlfriend
when you
grow
old.
We have time for 2 more questions.
We have a question from Clarice.
2 more questions. Clarice.
Will I ever get fat?
You
will
get fat
if
you
go to
church.
Madam, please explain the logic behind that statement.
Going
to
church invites
food
and blessings.
Very good. Sige, 2 more questions. Sige, go.
Is there another question here? Yes. Gentleman in green. What's your name, sir?
Sean.
Sean, what's your question?
What's the answer to life, the universe, and everything?
Me.
Thank you. 1 more question, please. 1 more question.
One more question, yes, from the front.
Okay, dito. 1 more question.
What is your name, ma'am?
Hi, my name is Shane Lee. Do I have to be sexy to have a boyfriend?
Of
course
not. But
if
you become
fat
you must
exercise.
so in
Retrospect,
you should
not
just accept
fatness,
you must
win
health.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's give a huge round of applause for Maliksi, Aaron, and Dingdong. And so an improv actor to make a scene like that actually work must completely accept whatever the previous person said and add on to it instead of actually coming in and saying, ganito ang sasabihin ko, ganito ang sasabihin ko. That actually completely derails the entire process and you destroy the whole concept of group mind. So in our limited time with you, we've shared with you 3 games and 3 concepts that make improvisation possible. It's being in the moment, active listening, and saying yes and. And finally, we're proud of this particular comedy form because it is a comedy form that seeks to build and to construct rather than to destroy other people's dignity and reputation. So thank you. We are Spit.